in Manhattan. ABC's Martha Raddatz has more from Washington.
It was really an incredible operation, and as far as we can tell, a flawless operation, because they did extract Maduro and his wife, which was their intent. But there were lots of people involved in this for months and months, and they certainly had assets on the ground helping them out, according to people we have talked to, helping them out, helping them spot Maduro, figuring out exactly where he was, that he moved around a bit and slept in different places, and they waited for him to be in this particular compound.
Maduro and his wife are facing drug and conspiracy charges. Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan has resigned following her criminal conviction.
Dugan was convicted of felony federal obstruction last month after a week-long trial for interfering with the ICE arrest of an illegal immigrant in the county courthouse last April. She was acquitted on a lesser charge of misdemeanor concealment. Wisconsin Republicans were threatening impeachment immediately following her December 19th conviction. In her letter to the governor Saturday, Dugan says she is pursuing the fight for herself, but that the case against her is too big of a distraction to stay on the bench. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
The 2025 economy was often unpredictable. Chief economist at Annex Wealth Management, Brian Jacobson, tells Wisconsin Afternoon News what people might expect for the stock market in 2026.
The nice thing about this year is, number one, tax season. It's going to be more like tax refund season. We know that because of changes with the One Big Beautiful Bill, the revenues that people are going to be getting back in the first quarter, about $200 billion. I mean, that's going to be a record amount of tax refunds.
Jacobson also says incentives to invest in property and development will move money around. Milwaukee is in the top 10 housing markets in the country. Chairman at Acumen Mortgage, Brian Wickard, tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
They pegged that sales increase at 7% from 25 to 26. That 7% increase means that home prices in 2026 are going to be about $391,000 in the Milwaukee metro area, up from $365,000 in 2025.
According to the report from Realtor.com, Milwaukee was ranked number 8 out of 10. Coming off New Year's celebrations, health officials are warning about the spread of respiratory illness.
Influenza activity is moderate and increasing across the Badger State, according to data from the Department of Health Services. In southeast Wisconsin, flu activity is rated as very high. Dr. Tim Richard tells Wisconsin's Morning News.
This new subclass of flu has really been rough. I've had some kids with fevers for 7 days.
Health officials say it's not too late to get a flu vaccine. Meanwhile, COVID-19 and RSV is also circulating at lower levels across the state. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:03.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
Save big on everything for your New Year's project with Menards. Mastercraft has been making high-quality doors for more than 50 years. Choose from our huge in-stock selection, or you can design your door your way, in-store and on Menards.com. From classic to modern designs, you'll find the perfect door for your home. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
New year, new mattress. Start 2026 feeling rested and make an impact while you do it at Steinhoffel's. All January, stop at a Steinhoffel's and test rest any mattress. For every test rest, they'll donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin, a nonprofit creating dream bedrooms for kids with cancer. And just for trying a mattress, you'll get a $20 gift card for lunch, a better night's sleep, and a chance to help make a child's dream bedroom come true. The January Test Rest event, only at Steinhoffel's.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Packers are in Minnesota for the final regular season game of the year. That game begins at noon. Green Bay game day starts at 9 a.m. The Bucks beat the Hornets on Friday 122 to 121. Their next game is tonight in Sacramento at 8 p.m. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic on I-43 South, about a mile and a half beyond a ramp from Highland Road. The left lane is closed due to a crash. Seems like there are paramedics and policemen on the scene right now, and the tow truck as well in that left lane. So just be mindful if you're heading up towards that Concordia University area that that left lane is blocked due to that crash. Otherwise, no major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the rest of the system.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, increasing clouds with a high of 28. Tonight, a patchy light wintry mix developing with a low of 26. Monday, mostly cloudy with patchy morning freezing drizzle possible with a high of 38. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild with a chance of light rain and a high of 42. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 44. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 45. Right now in Madison, it's 10. In Green Bay, it's 7. In Waukesha, it's 13. In Milwaukee, it's 16 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins.
And a very good Sunday morning to you. It's going to be a short show this morning because Green Bay game day gets underway at 9 o'clock, so we got a lot to get in. And first, let's turn it over to TMJ4 meteorologist Michael Fish. And hey, Fish, is it my imagination? Does it not feel as cold as it did, or are we just getting used to it?
I think we're just getting used to this. But at the same time, it depends on where you are this morning, at least. Remember, we've had days now over the past month where we've had high temperatures that have been in, like, the single digits. Like, we didn't even make it over 10 degrees, and it was windy, so you had wind chills of, 15 to 30 below. We had several of those days. So days today where you're like, oh, we're starting off, and it's like 15 degrees and there's no wind. Boy, this is a real heat wave. Surprisingly enough, this isn't far from where we should be at this time of year. So basically it's like it feels better than it did. Can we put it that way?
Those are words to live by. It feels better than it did. So let me ask you this. This time a week ago, we were talking about how we were concerned about the following day, Monday's drive-in. I know we've got some stuff coming in again tonight. How do you evaluate that? Is it going to be a tough drive-in in the morning?
Yeah, I think the farther you live to the north, the more of an impact this would have at all. The Milwaukee area, could there be a couple patches of freezing drizzle that move on through, giving us maybe a few slick spots in the morning? Possibly. However, I've been out driving around. We've had all of these silly little snow events where it's like you're dinking and doinking. You get a half inch here and then an inch there, and the crews throw down 500 tons of salt. And I feel like there is so much salt out on the roads, and maybe even on our sidewalks or driveways already. And it's like, if you get a little freezing drizzle, whatever, there's so much salt down. But I'm not looking at anything, at least in southeast Wisconsin, that's going to be majorly impactful in the morning. Sure, could there be a couple of slick spots out there? Mm-hmm. But I think the farther you go in the state, like as you head up towards the Fox Valley or Green Bay, they'd have more of an impact from more in the way of freezing rain and drizzle out of this, and they'd have much more of an impact in the morning. But, I mean, the Milwaukee metro, could we see some patches of freezing drizzle move through tonight into tomorrow morning? Sure. But it wouldn't be a lot. It doesn't take a lot to cause a problem, but it's still, I mean, it's not something that's just going to put everything to a standstill. Can I put it that way?
Sure. Yeah, I do have a question, though. Is the term dinking and doinking, did you learn that in meteorology school?
Honestly, you know who taught me that? John
Who's
Madden.
that?
Come on. Does our producer, does he know what I'm talking about?
No, he's too young. He would. I don't, unless he knows John Madden from the video games. I don't think he knows who he is. There you go.
It's from the video game. Yes, he used to say that in the video game. So I'm going to I'm stealing his line.
All right. So, what is our outlook? What is our outlook for the rest of the week? Is it getting a little bit better than we've seen over the last several?
Well, if you're talking about what you were just talking about before about, it feels nice out. Wait till you feel it when it's going to be 42.
What?
41 on Tuesday. I know.
Are you kidding me?
Even tomorrow in the afternoon, we're making it to 38. Let me start with today, 28 degrees. We're going to be dry during the day. Tonight, that chance of a light, patchy, freezing drizzle, maybe some sleet or a few snow showers. Could have a few slick spots by the morning. Tonight's low 26, so salt will work great. Tomorrow, we make it to 38 after some patchy morning drizzle in a few spots. 41 Tuesday. I've got Wednesday at like 44. Thursday, 45. There will be a slight chance of light rain, by the way, Tuesday. Another chance of light rain on Friday. Still temperatures around 40. And then next weekend, I have mid-30s, which really isn't that cold. So we're turning a little corner for a bit.
It sounds to me like we're going to be seeing high school kids and middle school kids standing, waiting for their buses in hoodies and shorts again.
Yeah, it's all relative. We've been used to the freezing cold, so 40s are going to feel great.
All right. Hey, listen, Fish, I leave you with 2 words, and I just want a real quick reaction from you. Clayton Tune. You had to think about it. You had to think about it. All right. You made my point. All right. Who's Clayton Tune? You'll have to wait till Green Bay game day at 9 o'clock to find out. Hey, Fish, always great to have you here. Thank you so much.
All right. See you, Libby.
Have a great week. All right, it is 8:13 on WTMJ. We've got 16 degrees and a busy show ahead. Did your New Year's resolution include signing up for a gym membership? Well, it works for a lot of people, but not for others. And their consumer expert is going to tell you what to know before you sign one of those contracts. Also, Tim Gibbons is here from the Milwaukee Business Journal. Last week, we looked at the year in the past of 2025. This week, he's going to take a look into the future and tell us what he believes are going to be the big news stories of 2026. Green Bay Game Day, as I said before, gets underway at 9 this morning. And so, again, a very short show. Nazir's in the newsroom. Isaac is pushing those buttons. And coming up in just 2 minutes, it was a busy news day yesterday. We heard about the resignation of Judge Hannah Dugan, and how could you not miss the news about the raid in Venezuela? Well, we're going to hear some of the highlights from Secretary of State Marco Rubio on the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro right after this on WTMJ.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Well, that video of helicopters flying over the night sky in Caracas yesterday morning was reminiscent of a scene from Apocalypse Now, wasn't it? When we woke up to the news about that incredible midnight arrest of President Nicolas Maduro. Well, I watched the press conference yesterday, or you may have listened to it here on WTMJ, and it was fascinating. I think to see what happened, and as we're catching more and more of the videos of what occurred. But the person who stood out most to me during the press conference was Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And I listened very carefully to him. And I met him and talked to him and interviewed him during the RNC a year ago. And probably of all the people I met, I think I was most impressed with Marco Rubio of anyone. And yesterday, in some of his statements during that press conference, I think his knowledge of international affairs really stood out. And he was pretty outspoken about what I think will be known as the Trump Doctrine.
Nicolas Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million. And
make sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
don't let anybody claim it. Nobody deserves it but us.
I like that. Nobody deserves the $50 million other than us. Then Marco Rubio continued, and he explained how this president does things differently than anybody else who's ever been in the White House.
I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know.
And, of course, Marco Rubio was born to Cuban parents. I mean, he is a Cuban American. His parents escaped from Cuba when the Castros took over. And he spoke out about what he thinks might be next for the home country of his parents and grandparents.
I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about, when the president speaks, you should take him seriously. Suffice it to say, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile, but incompetent nonetheless. It has no economy. It's in total collapse. And by the way, they were, all of the guards that helped protect Maduro, this is well known, their whole spy agency, all that were full of Cubans.
I think Marco Rubio is probably one of the smartest people in the White House right now. And I really, really say, keep an eye on this guy, because I think he is very, very instrumental in what international politics are going to be over the next couple of years. All right, it's 8:19. We've got 16 degrees at WTMJ. We're going to see some sun at least for the next hour or so. Then we'll see some clouds rolling in, but then tonight, a little bit of that precipitation. But as TMJ4 meteorologist Michael Fish told us, you don't have to worry. It's not going to be like last week. Coming up next, we've got a look ahead at what business news in 2026 is going to look like with Timothy Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal, right here on WTMJ.
Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life, And on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. Keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks now offers early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code SUNDAY and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code SUNDAY on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. 20 to 30 pounds. How about a month or two? Call for your free weight loss consultation. 262-449-1180. That's 262-449-1180. Or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Last week, we took a look at the year in review. But this week, let's look ahead. It's time to check in with Timothy Givens. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. And okay, Tim, let's take a look. What does 2026 bring to us from a business perspective?
Well, if only I had a crystal ball. It's going to be an interesting year going ahead. And that crystal ball joke is one that we've been making around the newsroom. Because so often when we ask people, what are they looking forward to? That's the answer we get. And particularly after a 25 that was marked by a lot of uncertainty and chaos in some senses, it's going to be interesting to see what the new year does bring. So I mentioned that uncertainty a moment ago, and that is going to be one of the big stories of 26, is actually kind of the hope and the expectation that some of that uncertainty will ease, particularly for manufacturers and a bit for retailers. So obviously, we've talked about a lot in this show. 2025 was marked by kind of chaos in the tariff space, which hits manufacturers a lot. They're importing raw material, they're importing components, they're manufacturing things in other countries and bringing in assembled or semi-assembled things. So tariffs really wreaked havoc, particularly the uncertainty around that. Talking to executives over the past month or so, what they're looking forward to in 26 is not that they necessarily like where things are, but at least there's a more stable base, because uncertainty is the death for a lot of businesses.
So overall, is it going to be a good year for manufacturers, at least in southeastern Wisconsin?
They're optimistic. And I mean, I think in some ways, if you're a business owner in this environment, optimism is a necessity to keep things going. But they definitely are looking forward to more growth, to more certainty. A lot of the things they had to do to deal with tariffs are kind of baked in now. So prices have gone up. Staffing has been adjusted. All of those things that they had to make changes to deal with the situation have been dealt with. So now they're on surer footing. So yeah, I would say there's a sense of at least guarded optimism that knowing where things stand will give them a better base to continue from in 26.
Well, we talked a lot about the housing market in the past year, and I know that's another story that the Milwaukee Business Journal is keeping its eye on. And what do you think is going to happen? Is it going to be a good year or a not so great year for real estate?
It depends. Are you buying a home or are you selling it? In some ways, that is the key question whenever we talk about the residential market. And 2026 is going to bring similar scenarios to 2025. The main one being there are just not enough houses in southeast Wisconsin for the number of buyers who are looking for them. Basically, for the past decade, the number of new homes being built has been below the trend line before that. There's just not a huge inventory out there. And with interest rates having spiked, you had a lot of people who basically were like, look, I got a 3% mortgage. I'd love to move, but I'm not going to trade it in for, a 7% one. So that had people stuck in their homes. Some of the things that's going to happen in 26 is, one, sellers have basically adjusted to this is the world we're in now. Interest rates are going to be higher. And if you're going to get a mortgage now, it's going to be at a higher rate than it was 20 years ago. So just deal with it, basically. That said, the expectation is that interest rates will fall going into 26. And that is going to do two things. It's going to have more buyers enter the market because now you have people who might not have been able to afford the home that they wanted at the higher interest rates. So now they'll be looking. And you might have more sellers, which will help inventory, but that means those sellers are likely to become buyers. So altogether, what that adds up to is it's going to be a tight market. If you're looking to sell your house, probably not a bad time to do it. If you're looking to buy, be ready for some pain.
Are there any areas that are going to be really hot, at least from your projection?
Yes, but that's such a hard thing to nail down, mainly because, if you talk about people with optimism, realtors are a job requirement to be excited about what they're doing. And so we talked to a lot of realtors, and they are all utterly convinced that the hot areas of town are going to be the one where they are selling homes. So I don't want to go out too far on a limb, but, there is this push in certain neighborhoods to really have more inventory. And as I said, there's not a lot of new houses being built. So in those desirable areas, you're definitely seeing even more of a demand for houses.
We're talking with Tim Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. We're taking a look at the year ahead. Well, Tim, we talked about it a lot in 2025, and that was data centers. Are we going to be talking about it all this year, too?
Libby, just for you, I know how excited you are by data center conversations. You just love that topic. Yeah, we're probably going to be talking about data centers, but maybe not quite as much. 2025 obviously had a lot of big headlines about data centers. That Microsoft one that's been going on for a while hit some milestones. They announced that they're doing a second phase, and then a bunch of other projects. There's the big Vantage data center one in Port Washington that was announced. There's a lot of infrastructure projects around data centers. We Energy is an American transmission company are doing these massive power line projects. All of those projects are going to play out or begin to play out in 2026. So we'll be talking about them. We'll be covering them, but don't anticipate a lot of new data center announcements. Southeast Wisconsin has become a much bigger player in that space, but frankly, the capacity for these centers here locally, we've kind of hit at least a temporary ceiling. Once those power projects are done, depending on what happens with the economy, depending on what happens with AI, depending on a whole bunch of things, I'm not saying that we won't have more announcements in the future, but for the moment, it feels like the local industry is kind of trying to digest all of those mega projects that were announced in 25.
I want to take a look at another area of business. How about restaurants in the area? I know that they've had some struggles in their past, but we're seeing a lot of new ones coming into the area. What do you think is going to happen in that sector?
I can tell you what's been announced. I can tell you what's been announced for closings. I really feel for restaurant owners. It is such a hard business in the best of times. And, Milwaukee's restaurant scene has surged in recent years. I can no longer claim the newcomer status, I don't think, after 18 months here. But I do think that people who've been here longer don't really necessarily realize how strong the restaurant scene really is. It's one of the area's strengths. That said, 25 ended some really tough times for local restaurants. A number of them shut down. A number of them said that they just had the worst summer or the worst Christmas season in years. So it's been tough. That said, there are some really exciting ones on the horizon, and a good number of them are coming from experienced chefs, experienced restaurateurs who are going into it with their eyes open and think that they can make it work. Kyle Canal is opening up his French bistro. People are really excited about that one. La Masa is expanding. That's the popular empanada. And another one for the end of the year that came up was the Rumpus Room is reopening. There's a new supper club coming. So there's some spots that if you're into the local restaurant scene, you definitely would be excited to see.
All right. So, Tim, finally, let's take a look at anything else that you are keeping your eye on.
So, not necessarily the biggest companies in town, but some of the companies that I'm just really intrigued by how 2026 is going to play out are Kohl's and Harley-Davidson. Both of them got new CEOs this year. Both of them are trying to turn things around. And particularly with Harley, you have a CEO who's taking a radically different approach in terms of dealership relationships, in terms of how he's positioning the brand. That seems to be gaining some traction, at least from talking to people and looking at social media. And Kohl's new CEO says that their strategy has already started paying some dividends when it comes to how sales are doing. So both of those companies are dealing with problems not of their making. The motorcycle industry has been falling. Retailer is just really tough across the board. But it will be really interesting to see how both of these new leaders see 2026 as a transformational year to turn the corner on where the companies are going. And then not a local company, but another story that you're excited about, and just in case you had not seen this news, Buc-ee's is planning its groundbreaking in the first quarter of 2026 in Oak Creek. So it might not be too long before you can go and get your beef jerky.
Not so much. Regardless, all I know, Tim, is we will be talking about all of this business news in 2026. Thanks so much for being here with us, and I look forward to you having a Happy New Year.
You have a Happy New Year as well, and I look forward to talking to you about business news throughout the year.
It's 8:29. It's going to get cloudy later on today, so enjoy the sunshine over the next hour. We'll get up to 26. It's 16 degrees and WTMJ.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be absolutely incredible. A trip that we're taking next year called Treasures of Egypt. It includes Jordan, Petra, the Dead Sea, a 7-night Nile River cruise on a beautiful boat. It's going to be mystic and magical. It's September 24th, 2026. Stunning world-class itinerary, the Great Pyramids, the Towering Sphinx, that 7-night Nile River cruise, the tombs of Tutankhamun in the Valley of the Kings. It's an amazing itinerary. Let me get you the information. John at WTMJ.com. You send me an email. I send you our beautiful brochure with all the info, including pricing. John at WTMJ.com. Colette Vacations is our leader. They are the best. They'll provide us in top-tier hotels, lots of food, lots of drink, lots of history. Let me take you to the treasures of Egypt, Petra, and the Dead Sea. Send me an email, john at WTMJ.com.
Let me show you the world. Come away with me.
JOHN at WTMJ.com. Egypt this September.
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you. It steals the fun out of life. It steals your energy. And it's just a dark cloud over a lot of people's lives, even on the sunniest of days. But your joint pain does not have to rob you of your life or your happiness. Because at Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that can rejuvenate your life. In a world where big box healthcare has driven pain treatment costs through the roof and has made it look like joint replacements are your only option, Rejuvenex has kept pain treatment affordable for almost anyone. And for most with insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, we've seen pain treatment paid for by insurance with zero out-of-pocket cost to our patients. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. Don't let pain rob you. Take action today so we can help make your joint pain go away.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
We're coming up to 8:32, and we've got Nazir Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Nazir, I think a lot of people were surprised yesterday when it was announced that Judge Hannah Dugan actually tendered her resignation.
Yes, thank you, Libby. Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan has resigned following her criminal conviction. Dugan was convicted of felony federal obstruction last month after a week-long trial for interfering with the ICE arrest of an illegal immigrant in the county courthouse last April. She was acquitted on a lesser charge of misdemeanor concealment. Wisconsin Republicans were threatening to impeach her immediately following her conviction after December 19th. In her letter to the governor Saturday, Dugan says she is pursuing the fight for herself, but that the case against her is too big of a distraction to stay on the bench. A 71-year-old Milwaukee man is dead after running a red light and crashing in Wauwatosa yesterday. Police say the man was speeding westbound on Villette Street and near 60th Street when he went through a red light and hit another vehicle and then struck a tree. He died at the scene. No one else was injured. The crash remains under investigation. A pedestrian is in critical condition after being struck by an SUV in Kenosha County. The crash happened Friday evening near 316th Avenue and County Highway W in the town of Randall. First responders found the person lying in the roadway and called in a medical helicopter to take them to the hospital. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Office is assisting, and investigators are still working to determine what led up to the crash. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, increasing clouds with a high of 28. Tonight, a patchy light wintry mix developing with a low of 26. Monday, mostly cloudy and patchy. Morning, freezing drizzle possible with a high of 38. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and mild with a high of 42. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 44. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 45. Right now in Madison, it's 12. In Green Bay, 9. In Waukesha, 15. And in Milwaukee, 17 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:34.
This new year, save big money on your dream kitchen upgrade with help from Menards. Clearview Cabinetry offers a selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. They provide features like soft closed doors and drawers and cabinet accessories to match your unique style. Save big money on Clearview cabinets and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse, followed by an evening of comedy in Club 41. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
It's 8:36. Welcome back to the second half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. We're only here till 9 o'clock today because that's when Green Bay Game Day gets underway. Well, this week, the Greek Freak triumphed in the Windy City. There were incentives to shop local. Plus, we all had a Happy New Year, didn't we? It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Willis pulls. Willis runs. Willis scores. Touchdown, Green Bay.
So he had the offense on his back and humming. Now, the problem is the Ravens were methodical in their approach, and they just rushed it down the Packers' throat.
Derrick Henry with a hole. Derrick Henry. Touchdown. King Henry rules all in Green Bay. And they're starting to celebrate in Chicago.
Not a chance.
Giannis takes off the other way, hammers it home. The rivalry is on here from the Windy City.
Let the games begin. We have partially covered roadways all over the place and about 5 accidents that we've got to deal with.
All day long, we're going to see the roads become snow-covered over and over again.
Once they've swallowed sham and hokum, facts and logic won't unchoke them.
It's from Wicked for Good.
Because, you know, the original book was an anti-fascist book.
This shift to make all of these political points within every movie, they're less entertaining to me.
Well, I find them wildly entertaining.
Yeah. This is not the Christmas menu, Gina, which has been out for some time. It's a winter menu.
January 6th, we will officially be done with the holidays, and then it's just winter. But good news for you, though, because your favorite drink returns.
I don't even know what that is.
The pistachio cream cold brew.
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, pistachio is a hot nut.
Can you paint the picture of how important a healthy downtown is?
Favorite success story we heard in one local restaurant who sold out of their gift cards immediately. Whenever those people come back to cash in their $2,300, they're going to spend way more than that. So it induces even more spending. That was the whole goal.
Remember back in the day when people, you step on somebody's shoe, a fight's going to start.
Yeah.
There are no more fights. You step on my shoe, I shoot you. Right. Like at some point, do we have to go to another vigil? They have become like car crashes.
Kristen rants about New Year's being January 1st. That's it. Go ahead.
January 1st being the start of the year is a terrible idea. It is cold. It is dark. Everything is dead. Like, there's just way too much going on in December.
From ABC News, the iconic ball drop in New York City, ushering in the new year 2026. The City also making history with the swearing in of Zohran Mamdani, New York's first Muslim and first South Asian mayor.
James Michael Flanagan Jr. passed away the day after Christmas in Iron River, Michigan. Flanagan was part of the Packers roster that won Super Bowl II in 1968. After football, he became a longtime business owner.
Nobody hurt in a New Year's Eve fire at a Bartolotta restaurant in Brookfield. Crews responding to a fire at Mr. B's Steakhouse took about 40 minutes to bring that fire under control. They do plan to reopen as soon as possible.
What a week, eh? What a week.
Pistachio's a hot nut.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Happy New Year.
And that's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. If you want to hear it again, text the word week to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. It's 8:40 and 16 degrees at WTMJ.
Winter would be pretty bleak without my friends at Fleet Farm. They're my one-stop shop for everything ice fishing. My boots, bibs, augers, scoopers, rods, reels. I mean, Fleet Farm's got all the best ice fishing gear. Hook, line, and sinker. And duct tape, too, if you need it. You'll always need it. Take it from me, John Gillespie. Fleet Farm's got everything you need to gear up for a great year on the ice.
Ever wonder what it takes to feel truly wealthy and financially comfortable? Schwab asked Americans that question, and most said at least $2 million. But here's the thing, your number might be different. And that makes sense because your dreams, travel, retirement, and the legacy you want to leave are unique to you. That's why you need advice that's just as personal. The team at Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen and help you build a plan that fits your life. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
Holidays are over. We were all overeating, weren't we? And so what are you going to do? You're going to join a gym to get in shape for the new year. Well, you know what? There's some things you need to be concerned about before you do it. And joining us is our consumer advocate, Michelle Reinen from DADCAP. And Michelle, what should we all be reminded of this time of the year about signing up for those long-term contracts at the gym?
Oh, this is wonderful, this question, because there are a few considerations consumers should make when choosing whether to start a gym membership and which gym to become a member of. Many facilities offer New Year discounts, but these may not last the entire year. So before signing or paying anything, you need to read the fine print to learn what terms and conditions apply to the membership and to that New Year discount, because it may only be for 3 months and you're going to be signing on for 12 or 18 months. And then know what the facility does with its members' personal information. Some gyms make extra money by selling or trading members' contact information, and this can lead to an increase in unwanted ads being sent by email, text, phone calls, or postal mail. It could also put you at a vulnerability of a potential data breach. And then ask to try out a facility before committing to a membership. Many gyms offer visitor passes or short-term members at a reduced cost. Now go there, try it out. Try it out during the hours that you intend to use the facility so you can see how busy it is. And before signing up, understand how to cancel. Plans can change. Maybe you move, and some gyms have difficult membership cancellation policies. So before becoming a member or signing a contract for a trial membership, know the process for ending or canceling their membership.
So let's say you got in there, you got all excited about being part of that gym, then you went home and after about a day, you started to say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have signed that contract. Can you get out of it?
Well, Wisconsin does have a 3-day cancellation right. So fitness centers that require a contract for membership in Wisconsin must honor their right to cancel the contract within 3 days of signing. So be sure that you act quickly if you have gone in person and signed a membership, that you do want to cancel, that you act on that immediately.
All right. And then one other question, Michelle. You know, we hear about there'd be gyms or small workout centers that are there in that strip mall, and then a couple days later after you've signed up, they're gone. Is there any sort of protection for consumers about places going out of business?
Well, if you pay in advance of receiving services in Wisconsin, a fitness center does have to provide proof of financial responsibility to the state of Wisconsin if they collect more than $100 from a consumer. So you want to check out before you join a gym and you are going to pay that amount in advance if that facility has filed their proof of financial responsibility here at DADCAP. And you can do that by calling the Consumer Protection Hotline at 800-422-7128.
Michelle Ryan, always great to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me, and Happy New Year to everyone.
It's 18 degrees at 8:45 on WTMJ.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
Well, you're going to see increasing clouds throughout the day. We'll get up to about 28 degrees. Then tonight, we've got a slight light wintry mix that's going to develop, but there's not really going to be much snow accumulation. 26 overnight. Tomorrow looks mostly cloudy. Patchy morning freezing drizzle is possible. We'll get up to 38 degrees. And then the rest of the week, we're in the 40s on Tuesday. Cloudy, mild. Maybe a little rain and 42 degrees for a high. Wednesday, we warm up to 44 under partly cloudy skies. And by Thursday, we reach 45 degrees. Those temperatures as you're waking up around Wisconsin on this Sunday morning. In Brookfield, it's 17. Richfield has 14. Delafield is 16. We have 18 degrees at 8:48 on WTMJ.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20-plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no-obligation consultation today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment,
development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
It is time now for a Sunday Sip here on 620 WTMJ with Window Nation. Dan Sweet is the market manager of Window Nation here in Milwaukee to share all the great things Window Nation has going on. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, happy to have you here. And I think first and foremost, tell me about your journey and how you got into the window business, because I think it's fascinating.
Started off catching shoplifters for a living, and I kept getting passed up for opportunities, and I found a job in the window business. I started 26 years ago, worked my way up into management, opened up several different offices for window companies here locally, and then became an installation manager for another big box company. So I've been around. I know how other companies do their processes. I know sales and install. There's not too many people out there that are going to know more than me when it comes to both of those put together.
Yeah, I want to dive deeper into that as you talk about all the places you've been and all the competitors that are out there. What would you say that Window Nation does that separates themselves from the rest of the competition?
We specialize in windows, from the manufacturing of the windows to the installation. You can have the best window out there. If it's not installed properly, it doesn't matter how much you pay for the window. It's not going to do you any good. So I've installed $15 million worth of windows for other companies that would not meet our standards for installation. So why Window Nation is different than everybody else is the way we install it, and then ultimately give you a lifetime warranty, not only on the product and all components of that product, but the installation for as long as you own the home. So you can never get in that situation where you're pointing the finger at the installer, they didn't put it in right, or the guy didn't measure it right. We own the window from the time that you move forward with the project past installation.
And when you talk about the warranty you guys provide, is that a good extra value add from a peace of mind standpoint?
Everybody that comes out to your home is going to give you a lifetime warranty, and they're all going to say, hey, lifetime warranty, but what most people don't read is the fine print. And that first line of that manufacturer's warranty tells you improper installation voids the warranty. So should that manufacturer have to stand behind a window that wasn't installed properly, right? So if the guy came in, put too many screws into the window, it's not allowed to contract and expand. Was that a manufacturer issue? No, it was an install issue. So that's where some of the problems come in.
What's that process like for the consumer when you first meet with them?
We come out to your home, we do an inspection inside and out, tell you a little bit about the company, show you why we're different than everybody else, show you the products that we use, bring a sample into the home, let you see the actual sample of the window, show you the performance of the glass, the efficiency, and then we can price out the project and let you know what that project costs, leave you with a price that's going to be good for 30 days.
When thinking about the weather in the summer and the winter, are there specific products for different homes even that you have to work on with the potential consumer and education process of why what window for their home?
Yeah, so we have all different lines of windows, styles. Sometimes we can convert 2 double hungs into a slider. So there's pretty much endless possibilities with what we can do with the home between color options, interior wood grain, white, tan, different options with the windows. So that's how we kind of come out, price it out. Everything is just not vanilla where it's white. So depending on the accessories and how you want that window built would ultimately change the price of that window.
Dan, are there things that Window Nation has as a business that they look you guys up, they're like, oh, I see they might be with the Better Business Bureau or anything where it's like you guys have been through a rigorous process to get some of those stamped next to Window Nation so there's a comfort, peace of mind when they come see you?
Yeah, so we are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We also have over 70,000 online reviews.
70,000?
Yep, 5-star.
That is a lot.
And that's nationwide. We're window experts, and we want to learn from our customers. We want to know what we're doing right, but we also want to know where we can improve. You know, the things that we're doing right, we're going to continue to do. And when we hear from our customers, hey, maybe the guy didn't clean up, we want to address that. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, you had a pleasant experience from the time the rep came out to the home and did the inspection all the way through the installation process.
What about after that installation process?
All of our windows have a 50-point inspection before they even leave the factory, okay? And then we're going to check, make sure the window's operating properly, all the components of the window are there. And then after the window's installed, there's a 20-point inspection with the homeowner. And we don't just get the windows done and run out the house and ask for payment. We want to make sure that we walk around with every window, make sure every window is performant, show the customers how to use it, how they tilt in for cleaning, and then make sure that they're happy with that project. If for some reason there is an issue with service service, there's an 800 number that they call, and within 2-3 days of the time that they call us, we have a service set up to come out and do an inspection and get the customer resolution on what the next step is going to be to fix that.
So why windows for so long for you?
Windows are one of the few investments in your home that not only pays for itself, it actually gives you a return on investment. I mean, everybody's house is their biggest investment. The national average is 70% return on investment for your windows just off of resale value, but then that's not factoring in energy savings. So some of our customers are telling us they're saving 50% on your energy bills. If that's $400 a month, that could be $200 a month for the rest of your life. So between energy savings and resale value, windows is one of the few investments in your home that not only make your home more comfortable, but gives you back $1 for every dollar you spend, or maybe even $2 for every dollar you spend if you do it with a good company that's installed properly.
You are from Milwaukee. I know you mentioned Window Nation's newer, but this is where you grew up and this is what you live in and know. So when you hear Window Nation and Dan Sweet, they're getting you and more about yourself right now. I know no one likes to talk about themselves, but hearing your story I think is really interesting of where you're from, how you got into this, because when people think Window Nation, I want them to think I'm talking to Dan. And Dan's representing the Milwaukee market.
Yeah, for sure. I've actually managed in Detroit, Chicago. I couldn't wait to come back to Milwaukee, my hometown, where I raised my family, and help out Milwaukee customers, And like I said, there's a lot of other companies out there. There's hidden things in their contracts, non-disparagement clauses, different things out there. It seems like you might be getting all positive feedback, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of dissatisfied customers. And I can't work for a company that I don't believe in, that I can't take my son out to the Bucks game and know that no one's going to point their finger at me and say, hey, there's a guy that ripped me off. Listen, we're going to give you the best product, the best installation, and actually, believe it or not, we guarantee our pricing. If you can find anybody that does what we do for less, we'll match their price and beat it by $200. And the $20 million worth of sales that we've done so far since I've been the manager, we've never had to match anybody else's price, which is just guaranteeing that consumer, if you're comparing apples to apples, you cannot get a better price for this project.
Well, that's also 0% and 0 down for 5 years from a financing standpoint. So hitting all the things across the board with Window Nation. As this has been Dan Sweet on your Sunday Sip, 620 WTMJ. Thank you for the time.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Well, we're going to be done here in just a couple minutes because at 9 o'clock, we've got Green Bay Game Day. And that means, of course, that we're not going to have WTMJ conversations this morning. But the show that was supposed to air today is going to be pushed to next week. And let me tell you about that for just a second, because I was so excited to have the experience of talking with Wisconsin freelance writer Nicole Haase about her experiences on Jeopardy. She was the one whose show aired on Thanksgiving, and because of football, it didn't air until the middle of the night. She's got a great sense of humor about it. She's wonderful personality. But Nicole told me about how the day her Jeopardy taping began and how it all started out.
Now, wait a minute. You had to get from the hotel to the studio on your own.
I did.
They didn't send you a car?
No, there wasn't. I took a ride share, and because, you sort of have to have like a pass to get on the lot and things, they tell you to get dropped off at the gas station across the street.
No, wait. Get dropped off at the gas station?
Yeah. I mean, I get it logistically. Like, they don't want rideshare cars blocking the driveway that's got a big arm and they can't get in. And it wasn't a big deal, but it was funny to me.
Nicole Haase, you're going to hear her entire conversation about her experiences of being on the great game show Jeopardy! And that'll be next Sunday morning at 11 o'clock on WTMJ Conversations. It's been a busy morning to get everything in this morning in 1 hour, but that's because Green Bay Game Day is coming up next on WTMJ, and that question on everybody's mind is going to be answered. Who the heck is Clayton Tune? And why are we talking about him today? That's all I had on Green Bay Game Day right here on WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
There are some things in this world that are both free and priceless at the same time, like your grandma's Christmas cookies or a spectacular sunset. When it comes to home buying, AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is both free, even though it's more work on our part than a slapdash bank pre-approval. And when it comes to making sure your home buying journey doesn't include any chest-clutching surprises and avoidable mistakes, it's also priceless.